Macro lenses can be quite bulky and cumbersome, and you'll need to take a lot of macro images to justify forking out for one. In this video, we're going to show you how to shoot close-ups without investing in a specialist lens. When you reverse a standard lens, its minimum focusing distance suddenly becomes incredibly close, which gives you high magnification capabilities. For this technique, you can use some of the cheapest lenses available to achieve brilliant results. We started off with a 50mm lens. Once you know what lens you're using, you'll need to get a reversing ring to fit. You need a different ring for each different lens size, but as they're only around £5, this isn't too much of a hardship. Wider lenses tend to work best for this technique, as they give greater magnification than a reverse telephoto lens does. To get started, mount your chosen lens normally and set the aperture to the value you want. It's best to start off with a mid-range aperture, such as f8. Then, press and hold the depth of field preview button, and while holding it in, remove the lens from the camera body. The lens should now remember and retain your chosen aperture setting. You'll need to repeat this step if you want to change the aperture again later. Next, turn the lens around and screw on the reversing ring to the filter thread. Then reattach it to your camera body. When you attach a reversing ring, you lose the electrical connection between the camera body and lens. For this reason, it's best to take control of your camera settings completely and work in manual mode. The ISO and shutter speed required will really depend on the available light and your shooting location. ISO 400 might be a good place to start. If you're shooting handheld, try and aim for a shutter speed of 1/250th of a second or faster. Turn on live view to compose the scene and focus on your subject more easily. Your lens's autofocus won't work. To focus, either rotate the focusing ring of your lens or physically move yourself back and forth. Try switching to a continuous shooting mode and fire off several frames as you move. This way, you're more likely to ensure that some of your shots will be pin sharp. Once you've exhausted your photo opportunities with one focal length, you could try switching to a different lens. After using a 50mm, we tried using an 18-200mm to see the difference. You could also make your backgrounds more vibrant by adding in a piece of coloured card or paper. Pick a colour that contrasts with the subject for maximum visual impact. In this tutorial we used a flower because it was still colourful and easy to photograph on a rainy day indoors. You might want to shoot insects, still life, or anything else that's small that takes your fancy. It's really up to you. When you finish shooting, why not give your images a quick edit in Camera Raw? Boost the vibrancy, contrast and detail levels to really bring life to your shots. So there you have it. Using a reversing ring to turn your existing lens around is a great, cheap and fun way to get started with macro photography. Have a go yourself.